I know a lot of you guys want to see Billy Joe Saunders shut up, knocked out, stretched out on a stretcher by David Lemieux coming this Saturday. You know, a lot of guys don't like Billy Joe Saunders. He talk too much, you know. He don't back up his words. All that. He's a UK domestic bum. I've got so many comments on him being not that good, but it's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic and more. And back talking that boxing-ish. But I believe Billy Joe Saunders will whoop David Lemieux. I think Billy Joe Saunders will turn back the clock to the Andy Lee, Creasy Banks Jr. times and put on a great performance in Canada. But if he fights like he fought versus Willie Monroe and the guy he fought in December 2016, I think it was, he will get beat. Period. You know, he said he was in phenomenal shape for the Willie Monroe fight, but he looked very, very rusty. And it had almost been a calendar year till he fought last. Now, me doing the thinking is, now that he fought in September to December, I think he's a more active fighter. I think he's living a fighter's lifestyle. He's been eating and training well in between there, eating ostrich meat and whatever the hell else he's eating to get ready for David Lemieux. I think he's living like a boxer. He said he lost his love for boxing for a while, but I think he found his love for boxing being with Kid Gallagher, Kell Brook, and Dominic Ingle in Sheffield. I think he found his niche. And if I'm right, he's going to put on a hell of a performance versus David Lemieux and knock him out and beat him down, in my opinion. But that's not me telling you to go out there and bet on him. Not at all. Because he can very much well just be done. You know, he can live the lifestyle and got so out of shape that he can never recapture that magic that he once had when he beat Creasy Banks Jr., when he beat Andy Lee. You know, that is a real possibility. But I'm banking on that he gets back to close enough to old form to dominate David Lemieux. You know, that's my opinion. He's definitely a better fighter than David Lemieux. David Lemieux is a Plan A fighter, you know. He's not a Plan B or Plan C fighter. And if, you know, David Lemieux gets you pregnant, there's no Plan B involved. None at all. He's just pregnant. He's a Plan A fighter. He comes forward, no jab, no head movement. He go to the body, he go upstairs. If you let him get his distance and be aggressive and come downhill, and you can't counter punch or walk him in punches, when you can't operate under pressure, you're gonna be in trouble versus David Lemieux. But luckily, Billy Joe Saunders is a fighter who thrives on aggression, and he can tame somebody that's aggressive. He speaks that language very, very well. Look no further than the Creasy Banks Jr. fight. He can sit in the pocket, he can sit inside, and he can counter and walk you into shots. And that's how he usually gets some knockdowns. You know, he's not the biggest puncher, but he places his punches and punches you at the right time. And if David Lemieux gets inside and think he's going to wing all these punches versus David Lemieux and not have to pay the price, versus Billy Joe Saunders and not pay the price, he got another thing coming. Because if he comes in there and tries to, you know, pressure Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy Joe Saunders is able to create and establish distance before he gets hurt or knocked out, Billy Joe Saunders will knock out David Lemieux. You know, people act like David Lemieux ain't been knocked out before. He been knocked out by Antonio Marco, whatever the dude name is. You know, the Triple G beat. I can't remember his name right now. But he got knocked out by him. You know, Antonio Rubio, the Rubio guy. He got knocked out by him. You know, he got knocked out a couple times. But we'll see. You know, David Lemieux is a big puncher with both hands, and that's what makes him dangerous. And he got some nice hand speed, you know what I mean? But he don't have no head movement. He ain't the best at cutting the ring off, but his pressure is key, and his punching power is key. But he's a front runner. If you can survive the first 6 rounds, and we could a couple rounds there, and then, you know, still be operational late in fights, you can beat this guy. Now, he has had late stoppages versus Gabriel Rosado, I believe, and had late victories. But this guy is a front runner. You know? And a lot of you guys want to see Billy Joe Saunders fall. And to me, to a certain extent, I would like to see him fall because some of the things he's been saying. But I just can't help it. I like Billy Joe Saunders. I like what he represents for some reason. A brash, bold talking guy from the UK who believes in his abilities even when other people don't believe in his abilities. It's something about self-belief and self-confidence that, you know, attracts me to a good fighter. You know, to a fighter in general. If you can believe in yourself and you got some skills there to validate that, then 9 times out of 10, I'm rocking with you, as long as you're not doing heinous things outside the ring. Now, his son kicking the Willie Monroe in the nuts, punching him in the nuts, that was wrong. And him not doing nothing, super wrong. But we all make mistakes, and I've been a Billy Joe Saunders fan for a while. He kind of turned me off lately, but I'm going to continue to ride with him in this fight. But don't get it twisted. David Lemieux can stretch him out. You know, if he comes like he fought last fight, Willie Monroe, he will get stretched out. If he come with his A game, and David Lemieux come with his A game, I like Billy Joe Saunders. You know, so let me know what y'all think. I know y'all hate Billy Joe Saunders for the most part, but I like him. We gone.